Have you ever found yourself endlessly chasing after someone, whether it's a person, a dream, or an opportunity, only to feel more drained, frustrated, and farther away from your goal? What if I told you that the secret to attracting what you desire lies in stopping the chase altogether? Sounds counterintuitive, right? Well, this is where ancient wisdom, particularly the philosophy of Stoicism, can completely transform your approach. Imagine, for a moment, instead of desperately trying to hold on to something or someone, you shift your focus inward. You stop chasing and start becoming. Becoming the person who naturally attracts what they need, who holds power, peace, and confidence without seeking it externally. What would that look like for you? A life where you don't have to pursue love, approval, or success because it comes to you effortlessly. If you're intrigued, stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you view relationships, success, and even yourself. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus understood the profound strength that comes from focusing on what we can control: ourselves. The Stoic approach isn't about obsessing over the actions or feelings of others. It's about mastering your own mindset and emotions to create an inner peace so magnetic, people and opportunities gravitate towards you. It's a way of living that turns the traditional idea of chasing completely upside down. In this video article, we'll explore 8 powerful Stoic strategies that will help you stop chasing and start becoming the person you were always meant to be. These steps aren't just theoretical, they're actionable. And by applying them, you'll begin to witness a dramatic shift in the way people respond to you and the opportunities that unfold in your life. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to take control of your life and attract the things that truly matter. Leave a comment below. What's one thing you feel you've been chasing that you're ready to let go of? Let's start this journey together. 1. Let go of attachments. Embrace acceptance. Picture this. You're holding on to something so tightly, your fingers start to ache. You're clinging to it with everything you've got, yet it's slipping through your grasp. Whether it's a person, a situation, or an outcome, the harder you try to control it, the more it eludes you. Sound familiar? What if I told you that the key to stopping this endless chase isn't in your hands at all, it's in letting go? Let's talk about attachment, a concept that can feel so personal, so ingrained in our nature. We attach ourselves to people, desires, and outcomes as if they are the very essence of our happiness. But here's the twist. Attachment is the root of your suffering. The more you cling to someone or something, the more anxiety, disappointment, and frustration you create in your life. The Stoics, masters of mastering the mind and emotions, understood this deeply. They didn't view attachment as a weakness per se, but rather as a way to imprison yourself. Imagine living a life where you're no longer tethered to anything. No person, no event, no circumstance can make or break your happiness. Sounds impossible, right? But this is the essence of the Stoic practice of amor fati, the love of fate. Instead of resisting life's ups and downs, you embrace them. You don't just accept them, you welcome them. Every person, every experience, every challenge that comes your way is a gift. And here's the secret. Once you embrace this, you no longer need to chase anyone or anything. Why? Because you stop attaching your self-worth to external factors. By shifting your mindset from attachment to acceptance, you create a powerful sense of freedom. Freedom to act without fear of failure. Freedom to love without expectation. Freedom to pursue success without the constant need to control every outcome. When you stop chasing, you start living in alignment with your true self. Your energy changes. People feel it. Opportunities open up. The universe starts working in your favor because you are no longer in resistance, But here's where the magic happens. This doesn't mean giving up on what you want or becoming passive. It means releasing the need to control the how, when, or who. It means acting with purpose and intention, yet letting go of the grip you've been holding on so tightly. Think about it. When you chase something or someone, your desperation is almost palpable. That energy doesn't attract, it repels. But when you let go of attachment, you naturally draw what you need closer to you. You stop pushing things away because you've stopped pushing. The real question is, are you willing to let go? Are you ready to stop chasing and start embracing the flow of life with all its unpredictable twists and turns? This first step is often the hardest, but it is the most freeing. Letting go of attachment isn't about giving up. It's about gaining back your peace and power. And when you step into that power, guess what happens? People and opportunities begin to return to you, naturally, effortlessly, almost as if they were always meant to be a part of your journey. Now let me ask you, what's one attachment in your life that you can let go of today? It might be the need for someone's approval, the fear of rejection, or the obsession with an outcome. Take a moment. Imagine how much lighter your life could feel if you just let go. 2. Focus on self-control, not control over others. Here's a truth that might hit you like a bolt of lightning. You can't control other people. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you send that text, make that phone call, or show up hoping for things to change. You cannot force someone to feel, act, or think the way you want them to. But here's the plot twist. The only thing you can control is yourself. And that, my friend, is where your true power lies. Think about it. How much energy have you spent trying to change someone's mind, win their approval, or make them come back into your life? It's exhausting, right? You might think that if you just push a little harder, say the right words, or do just one more thing, they'll finally get it and return to you. But what if I told you that the more you try to control others, the more you push them away? This is where the ancient Stoics had it right. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." And one of the most powerful ways to embody this truth is to stop trying to control what you can't, other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions. Instead, focus on the one thing you absolutely can control: your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Imagine if you took all that energy you've been pouring into trying to change someone else, and instead you turned it inward. What if you mastered your own emotions? What if you became so grounded in your own beliefs and values that nothing, no person, no rejection, no failure could throw you off balance? The Stoics understood that true freedom comes from focusing on self-control. When you're in control of your own emotions, actions, and decisions, you no longer feel desperate or needy. You're not chasing after people or waiting for their approval. Here's the powerful truth. When you stop trying to control others, you start to attract the right people. By working on your self-mastery, you exude a calm confidence that draws others toward you. You become a person who isn't chasing, but rather is grounded and magnetic. People are drawn to those who don't need them. They're drawn to those who are whole on their own. And as you stop seeking approval, you begin to naturally command respect and admiration. So, here's the million-dollar question. Are you ready to stop chasing? Are you ready to stop trying to force things to happen and instead focus on mastering yourself? This shift in mindset isn't just about letting go of control. It's about gaining control over the most important thing you've got, your own mind. When you take the reins of your emotions, your desires, and your actions, you no longer live in reaction to others. You become the creator of your own reality. But don't just take my word for it. Like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to take back your power and learn how to stop chasing after people and opportunities. And leave a comment below. What's one area of your life where you feel like you've been trying to control someone or something? Let's start a conversation and shift this energy together. 3. Master your emotions. Don't let them dictate you. Imagine this. You're in the middle of an intense situation, whether it's an argument, a rejection, or a moment of stress, and your emotions are screaming at you. Your heart races, your mind spins with frustration, and all you want to do is react. The urge to act impulsively, to lash out, or to chase after someone becomes overwhelming. Now here's the question. What if you didn't react? What if, in that moment, you took control and refused to let your emotions dictate your actions? This is where the true power of Stoic philosophy comes in. The Stoics weren't trying to suppress or deny emotions. They understood that emotions are natural and inevitable, but they also understood this crucial lesson. Emotions, while powerful, are not facts. They don't define us unless we let them. What if you could learn to separate your emotions from your actions so that in every moment of emotional chaos, you could find calm, clarity, and strength? What would that look like for you? The Stoic principle of apatheia, often misunderstood as emotional indifference, actually means freedom from being ruled by your emotions. Epictetus, one of the leading Stoic philosophers, taught that the only thing truly in your control is your own response to the world around you. The actions of others, the events in your life, they're beyond your control. But how you react, that's all you. Let's break this down. Imagine a moment where you would normally feel anger, sadness, or desperation, a time when you might instinctively rush to chase after someone or something, hoping that a reaction will change the course of events. Now pause. Instead of allowing those emotions to take the wheel, you take a deep breath and remind yourself that you don't have to act on this impulse. You have the power to choose your response. And by choosing wisely, you take back control of the situation rather than letting your emotions control you. This is where you gain a magnificent superpower, emotional resilience. When you stop letting your emotions dictate your actions, you stop chasing outcomes and people who aren't meant for you. Instead, you become the calm in the storm. You act from a place of clarity, not desperation. People are naturally drawn to this energy. When you stop chasing, you create space for the right things to come to you, because you no longer need them to fill a void or fix your emotional state. Now, here's the kicker. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means understanding them, acknowledging them, and choosing the response that aligns with your values and goals. It's about realizing that your emotions are just that, emotions. They come and go, but you are not defined by them. So let me ask you this. How many times have your emotions led you to chase something you didn't really want, just because it felt good in the moment? The key to attracting what's right for you is learning to master your emotional responses, so you're not driven by fleeting feelings. When you get this right, you'll find that the chase fades away, and the things and people who truly align with you will come to you naturally. Ready to take control? Like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to master your emotions and start attracting the right people and opportunities without chasing after them. And drop a comment below. How do you usually react when emotions run high? Let's dive into this together and unlock the power of emotional freedom. 4. Live in alignment with your values. You've heard it before. People can sense when someone is authentic, but what does that really mean? In a world full of noise, distractions, and outside opinions, How do you stay true to yourself without constantly seeking validation from others? The answer lies in living in alignment with your values. And when you do, something incredible happens. You stop chasing after people and situations because your own authenticity draws them to you. Imagine for a moment that you stop measuring your worth by external standards, no more comparing yourself to others or seeking approval for every decision you make. Instead, you begin to act, think, and speak in a way that is entirely consistent with your deepest beliefs. What would it feel like to be so anchored in your values that nothing, no matter how shiny or tempting, could pull you off course? This is exactly what the Stoics were teaching, that the path to true contentment and influence is not in chasing after what you think you need, but in becoming someone who doesn't need to chase at all. Your core values are your compass, and when you align with them, you attract people and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self. When you live with this kind of clarity, you are not running after others or trying to make things happen. Instead, you become magnetic, naturally drawing the right people and experiences toward you. But here's the kicker. Aligning with your values means making tough decisions, ones that may require you to say no to things or people who don't fit with your true self. It's not always easy, it's often uncomfortable. But it's in these moments that your integrity becomes your power. When you stand firm in what you believe, you project an energy that says, "This is who I am. Take it or leave it." And when you do this from a place of genuine strength, people begin to respect you, admire you, and come to you. Think about someone you admire deeply. What makes them so magnetic? Chances are it's because they are unapologetically themselves. They don't mold themselves to fit others' expectations. They simply show up as who they truly are. And that is why others are drawn to them, because they aren't afraid to live in alignment with their values. Now ask yourself, are you willing to take that leap? Are you ready to stop chasing after approval or validation and instead commit to becoming the truest version of yourself? By aligning with your values, you'll attract people who are aligned with you, and suddenly, the chase will be over. People will come to you because they see your authenticity, and they'll recognize it as something real and worth investing in. When you stop chasing and start living according to your values, you open up a whole new realm of possibility. Relationships flourish, opportunities flow in, and most importantly, you become a force of nature, unstoppable and authentic. So, if you're ready to stop chasing and start aligning with your true self, like, share and subscribe for more powerful Stoic wisdom. And let me know in the comments, what are the top values that guide your life? Let's dive into a conversation about how embracing your authentic self can shift everything for you. Practice gratitude for what you have. Let me ask you something. How often do you stop and take a moment to appreciate everything you already have in your life? Too often, we get so caught up in what we don't have, whether it's the love, success, or recognition we're chasing, that we forget to acknowledge what's right in front of us. What if I told you that the key to stopping the chase, to attracting what you truly deserve, is to shift your focus, to actively practice gratitude for everything you already have? Sounds simple, right? But here's where the real power lies. When you begin practicing gratitude, your entire perspective on life transforms. You stop focusing on the things you lack, and instead, you start seeing abundance everywhere. And here's the kicker. When you embrace gratitude, you stop chasing after things. Why? Because you realize you already have everything you need to be content, to feel rich, to feel whole. This is exactly what the Stoics understood. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that focusing on what we have, rather than what we don't, is the key to tranquility. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to notice the good in every situation, even in the most challenging moments. You stop looking outward for validation, approval, or love, and instead, you cultivate a deep sense of peace within. When your mind is at peace, you stop chasing, and you start living in a state of flow. Things come to you naturally because you are no longer in scarcity mode. Imagine this for a moment. You wake up tomorrow, and instead of immediately feeling the weight of what you haven't achieved, or the people you feel you're missing, you take a moment to count your blessings. Maybe it's your health, your home, the love of your family, the opportunities before you, or the small joys of your daily life. What if, instead of striving for more, you took a breath and fully embraced what's already yours? The more you practice gratitude, the more you recognize that you are enough as you are. And when you live in that truth, you stop chasing, because you realize that what's meant for you will come in its own time, in its own way. And here's the powerful part. The more grateful you become, the more magnetic you become. Why? Because people are drawn to those who radiate positive energy. When you focus on the abundance you already have, you create a sense of peace and contentment that others want to be around. The chase ends when you stop seeing yourself as lacking anything. You become the person who has it all, not because you've accumulated more, but because you've learned to appreciate what's right in front of you. So, here's the question. What would your life look like if you started practicing gratitude every day? Instead of feeling incomplete, what if you embraced everything you already have, right now? When you do, you will naturally attract more of what aligns with your true self. And that, my friend, is where the magic happens. If you're ready to shift your perspective and embrace gratitude, to stop the chase, like, share, and subscribe for more insights. And drop a comment below. What's one thing you're truly grateful for today? Let's start a conversation about how gratitude can change your life, just as it's changed so many others. 6. Cultivate inner peace through meditation. What if I told you that the most powerful tool in your arsenal for stopping the chase isn't something external, it's something you already have within you? What if all you needed to attract what you want, without desperately pursuing it, was a simple yet incredibly effective practice that brings you back to your center? That practice is meditation. Imagine for a moment, you're facing the chaos of life, relationships, career pressures, or the constant pressure to succeed, and everything feels like it's moving at lightning speed. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you need to chase after everything, approval, success, love, just to feel at peace. But here's the secret. You can find peace in the midst of the storm without chasing anything at all. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. They understood the importance of stillness and self-reflection as a means to cultivate inner peace. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," and that's the key. Most of our anxiety, desperation, and need to chase things comes from the chaos inside our minds. When we allow our thoughts to spiral out of control, we're left in a state of constant turmoil, always seeking outside sources to calm the storm. But what if the calm you're seeking is already inside you? This is where meditation comes in. Meditation isn't just about sitting in silence. It's about creating space between the noise and your reactions. It's about learning to observe your thoughts without being consumed by them. When you meditate, you train your mind to become less reactive and more present. This allows you to gain control over your emotions and your responses. Instead of reacting impulsively, chasing after people or outcomes, you can respond from a place of clarity and inner peace. Here's the game-changing part. When you cultivate inner peace, the need to chase anything begins to dissipate. You stop feeling the desperate need to prove yourself, to seek validation, or to force relationships or opportunities into existence. Instead, you enter a state where you attract, not chase. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances will begin to align because you've stopped seeking them from a place of need. You've created space for everything you want to flow into your life effortlessly. Now, you may be thinking, but isn't meditation hard? How do I even start? Here's the truth. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even a few minutes a day can work wonders. Start by simply sitting in silence, focusing on your breath, and allowing your thoughts to come and go without judgment. Over time, this practice will help you feel more grounded, calm, and connected to the present moment. And when you live in the present, you stop chasing the past or the future. You realize that everything you need is right here, right now. So ask yourself, how much peace could you create in your life if you made meditation a daily practice? How would it feel to stop chasing and simply be? The answer is profound. When you find your inner peace, you'll find that everything else falls into place. Ready to cultivate the kind of inner peace that ends the chase? Like, share, and subscribe if you want to learn more about how meditation and Stoic wisdom can help you live a calmer, more powerful life. And let me know in the comments, have you ever tried meditation? How did it impact your life? Let's dive into this conversation together and start finding peace in the chaos. 7. Embrace patience. Trust the timing of your life. What if the thing you've been desperately chasing, whether it's love, success, or recognition, was already on its way to you, but you just needed to wait? I know, waiting can feel like the hardest thing in the world, especially when you want things to happen now. But here's the truth. The more you rush, the more you push things away. The secret to stopping the chase lies in embracing patience and trusting that everything will unfold exactly when it's meant to. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a beautiful garden, but instead of appreciating the flowers around you, you're running around frantically, trying to force them to bloom faster. You're stressing, you're anxious, and you're wondering why things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to. But what if you stopped, took a deep breath, and trusted that the garden would bloom when the time was right? What if you stopped trying to control the outcome and simply allowed life to unfold naturally? The Stoics were masters of patience. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that everything in life happens in its own time, and that rushing or resisting the natural flow of events only causes frustration. The Stoic practice of eudaimonia, living in alignment with nature, teaches us that we are part of a much larger cycle. When we try to force things into our lives, we're fighting against the natural order of the universe. But when we embrace patience, we trust that everything will fall into place at the perfect moment. Here's the powerful shift. Patience isn't passive waiting. It's about taking action in the present without trying to control the future. It's about trusting the process and having faith that what you need will come to you when you're ready and when it's meant to. Patience requires strength. It requires trust in the journey, even when you don't see immediate results. Think about it. Every successful person, every relationship that's truly worth having, every opportunity that's truly aligned with your purpose has its own timeline. The more you try to force things, the more you risk missing out on the beauty of the process. Chasing after things will only make you feel like you're running in circles. But when you trust in the timing of your life, you stop chasing and start flowing. You start moving toward your desires with grace, not desperation. The truth is, time is on your side. Everything you've been working toward, everything you've been hoping for, is already on its way. But first, you must allow yourself the gift of patience. Trust the timing. Trust the process. And when you do, you'll notice that the things you've been chasing will begin to come to you, almost effortlessly. So here's a question for you. What would change in your life if you embraced patience, trusted the timing, and stopped rushing after everything? Imagine the peace that would come from trusting that everything unfolds in its perfect moment. If you're ready to stop chasing and embrace the power of patience, like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom on how to live in alignment with life's natural rhythms. And let me know in the comments what's something you've been impatiently waiting for. Let's discuss how patience can help us all find peace and fulfillment. Let go of the need for perfection. Embrace the beauty of imperfection. What if I told you that the reason you've been chasing so hard, whether it's the perfect relationship, the perfect job, or the perfect life, is because you're waiting for some elusive ideal to materialize? What if, instead of chasing after perfection, you embraced the beauty of imperfection and allowed life to unfold exactly as it is? Imagine for a moment, you've been running after this perfect version of yourself, this perfect situation where everything aligns just right. But the harder you chase it, the more it slips through your fingers. What if, instead of chasing perfection, you decided to let go of that need entirely? What if you embraced the idea that what's imperfect is what makes life beautiful? This is one of the most powerful teachings of the Stoics. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The pursuit of perfection is often a mental trap, an idealized version of reality that we create in our minds. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist, not in people, not in situations, not in life itself. The Stoics understood this deeply. Life is messy, life is unpredictable, and when we stop chasing perfection, we open ourselves up to a world of growth, learning, and authenticity. Here's the shocking reality. The more you chase after perfection, the more you're missing the beauty in the here and now. Every flaw, every mistake, every imperfection is part of your story, and it's what makes you uniquely you. The people who are drawn to you aren't attracted to some idealized version of you. They're attracted to your real, authentic self, with all your imperfections and quirks. Perfection is a myth, but authenticity is magnetic. Think about this for a second. How many times have you hesitated, doubted yourself, or avoided taking action because you felt you weren't perfect enough? What if you let go of that constant need to get everything right and just showed up, as you are, imperfections and all? When you let go of perfection, you create space for real connection, real progress, and real fulfillment. You stop chasing the illusion and start living the reality of who you are. The most powerful people, the most impactful relationships, and the most rewarding experiences don't come from perfection. They come from being real, being vulnerable, and embracing what's messy. When you let go of the need for everything to be flawless, you stop running after something unattainable, and instead, you start living in the present, fully and freely. Now, here's the question. How much energy would you free up if you stopped chasing after perfection? Imagine the freedom that comes from embracing your flaws, from allowing things to be messy, and from accepting life as it comes. That's where the magic happens. If you're ready to stop chasing perfection and embrace the beauty of imperfection, like, share, and subscribe to keep learning how to live authentically and without fear of falling short. And drop a comment below. What's one thing you've been holding on to, waiting for it to be perfect? Let's discuss how letting go of perfection can bring more joy and ease into our lives. Conclusion: the power of stopping the chase. As we wrap up this journey together, remember this key takeaway. The more you chase, the further it slips away. But by applying these Stoic principles, embracing patience, practicing gratitude, mastering your emotions, and aligning with your values, you stop chasing and instead attract what's meant for you naturally. You become a person who doesn't need to run after anything, because your true power lies in how you show up in the world. When you stop chasing, you free yourself from the desperation that keeps you stuck. You create space for real connection, real growth, and real happiness. So take a deep breath, trust the process, and allow things to unfold in their own time. Everything you need is already on its way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to comment below with your thoughts. What's the one principle you're going to start applying in your own life? Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for watching, and